My pleasure to be joined by the head coach of the Cody Bronx. It's Matt McFadden coming back to the 3A championship. And Matt, congratulations to you. I guess take me back to Friday night at Star Valley. Let's begin there, and what a hard-fought win that was that you guys had against the Braves, and just found a way to kind of hold them off, it seemed like.
Yeah, we started out fast, great first half, and every time you play Star Valley, it's going to be a 4-quarter game, and very, a lot of tradition, a lot of pride, well coached, and they battled back, really battled back in that second half, and yeah, just kind of hung on. We made some mistakes, but I was proud of the kids for finding a way to win. In the semifinals, those games they're always going to be tough. So proud of them to find a way to win at the end.
So what do you think has got you to this point, Matt? As you look back at the season, what do you think has gotten you to this championship yet again?
Well, I think number one, any team that's in the championship, you just got to have some talent. You got to have talent, but you got to have kids that buy in. I think we've got kids and just all our stakeholders, whether it's our parents and our kids and our admin and our teachers are just really bought into what we're trying to do here. And that's what I'd say it is. They're all in. And on top of that, obviously, like we said, you got to have some talent. So we got some pretty talented kids that have bought into what we want to do.
You won the title last year with a mix of veterans and young guys, but you are like a lot of 3A teams. So there's a lot of young kids coming back. How much of a benefit has that been? And have you seen kind of the same drive out of this group that you did a year ago, even though it's probably a different group?
Yeah, I think so. I think more than anything, those kids that had a chance to play in that game last year and that run, they're used to it. They understand what's at stake and what it takes and how to prepare. So I feel like that piece really helps us. And they're their own team too. Every kid wants to do it their senior year. So it was great last year, but I think this group has a different drive. And they want to continue on and have it be their year. So they're all invested, but it definitely helps having those kids back that have played in that game.
You guys have been to Laramie before. How much of an advantage is it knowing what goes on, what you need to do, how do you need to prepare, how to travel? How much of a benefit is that, even though this is a different group of kids?
I know for me personally, it's been a big benefit. I can go back to my old itineraries and schedules, and really saved me some time from, I remember the first time we went there, it seemed like I didn't watch any film. I was just too busy, doing other work, logistic stuff, the fun stuff that head coaches love, but I think it's helped us a lot. My coaching staff, and that we can go through, we have the same staff. So we can go around and, hey, this worked well and this didn't work so well, we'd like to change this. But to keep it as close to what we've done in the past and what has worked for us, that's what we're trying to do.
Since you have been here, how much can you impart on the atmosphere and just the experience that these kids get? And how much do you talk about that with your team?
We really haven't talked about it a whole lot. I think when we go down there, we'll take a tour of the facilities and try to get the white eyes out of the way. But yeah, it's an awesome experience. And we feel lucky that we've had an opportunity to do it both at home and down at Laramie. And it's really cool. I mean, they both have their pros. And, with Laramie, you're in a college atmosphere. You've got a college locker room. You have all the stuff that those kids see every day on Instagram and all the social media stuff. So it's a big deal to them, and it's cool. It's a big deal to us. I love going down and seeing the locker room, and I get giddy when I go through the weight room and their facilities. They've got amazing facilities, so it's really cool. And then I think when game day, you first come out, it's kind of wide eyes and the big stadium, and that goes away, and it just becomes a football game. So it really, once the game starts, it becomes a game. You can't hear the crowd. It's empty, essentially. But my daughter asked me why nobody showed up to watch us last time.
Oh, ouch.
I know. We got great fans. It wasn't the fans. It's just the fact that it's a huge stadium, and we're not going to sell it out, baby. Nobody they like us. They don't like us that much.
I wish it was sellouts, but yeah, it's kind of tough. And then you still got people that'll buy tickets up in the Wildcatter. They want to stay warm, even though it's supposed to be a pretty decent weekend. Let's talk more about your team. Offensively, defensively, special teams. What are you doing well right now? What kind of, I guess, maybe concerns you, for lack of a better phrase, going into the championship?
Yeah, I think, we've got a lot of athletes on our team. I think we do a good job of dispersing the ball. We have games where we can play action and throw the ball on you a little bit. We can read game on you a little bit and RPO you, and then just flat out run the ball. And we've done a little bit of all of it at times throughout this year. Defensively, we're very fast. We've got a really good D line, and we feel like we've done a good job of mixing up the looks that we give a team, from a 3-down, a 4-down standpoint. And then special teams, they've come a long ways, and really, coming from in case where we were worried about them in some cases to just kind of being a strength now. But I think and it's not a concern. It's actually something we're really excited about. I really don't feel like we've played 4 quarters of football all year. We've played some really good halves, and we played really good for 3 quarters, but we really haven't put together that big 4-quarter game that you kind of look for. And that excites me, because I know it's in us. And we've shown that we can be really, really hot at times. We just got to carry that throughout 4 quarters. So that's exciting on one hand, and concerning if you don't do it. But this is the time to peak, and this is the time to put one together.
Well, lo and behold, you get a familiar foe in seeing Coach Joyce and Jackson again. You beat him last year. You beat him in the regular season. What do you see when you see Jackson, and what are you kind of anticipating in this rematch?
Well, I see a very explosive offense, a lot of tools, and just weapons on offense. They can hurt you in a lot of ways, and I think what they've done lately in the playoffs is shown. They've thrown the ball all year very well, and we've always known they've been a really good running team like they have in the past. And you're seeing that in the playoffs. You saw that last week against Douglas. Sadler Smith they've really upped his running count, along with Brody. So they're running the ball extremely well right now, and they pass the ball extremely well all year. So it's a tough offense to stop. I don't know that you ever stop and kind of contain them, but I felt like we've done a good job of that in the past, and our kids kind of understand the scheme and what we expect of that. And defensively, they're the same thing. A lot of the same kids, but they're tough. They're going to make you. They're going to make running the ball really hard. And you've got to be able to throw the ball and pick your spots to do that at times, to beat them. But they're a tough defense, very underrated defense in my opinion. And they're going to make you win the game on defense. They're going to make you execute. So we need to execute, and they won't give us any freebies. Anything
else that comes to mind that tips the scales, kind of puts you over the top this weekend? I'm not asking for the game plan or anything, but is there anything that you kind of feel like, hey, got to see this out of my team?
Yeah, I think more than anything, just a 4-quarter game. These kids, we're familiar with Jackson. They played Jackson. They know all the players, know their strengths and their weaknesses. And, it just comes down to who's going to execute more on game day. And we've been lucky enough the last few times that's been us by a small margin, real small last time. But that's what it's going to come down to is who can execute. We understand the type of team they are, how good they are. We respect that. But I don't think our kids are going to fear that, and they're going to go after them. And you just got to execute for 4 quarters. Well, thank you so much for your time. Best luck. Travel safe. We'll see you on Friday. Appreciate it. Thank you.